And today I will talk about futures of smart city and what does it mean for us. And I will just talk about 2 points. Basically, a little bit of my introduction. I've been involved in smart cities for over 10 years now. Back in 2009, when IBM launched the Smarter Planet strategy, I have been involved 3 years with them from 2011 to 2013. And moving forward, I have led the establishment and supported the establishment of the Singapore Smart Nation agenda, and follow on to that 2018, the ASEAN Smart Cities Network. So my focus is about the future of smart city. In my work with the Smart Cities Network as a chairman and the ASEAN Leader for Smart Cities Council. An important aspect is the development of youth leaders. So for some of you who may not be familiar with Singapore, we are a little red dot, as we call ourselves, a small country, but in the last 5 to 6 decades, we have grown mostly in the size. We had less than 2 million to 5.8 million. 1.9 billion GDP for 40, 50 years ago to 372, and we have a high capital income. So, number one, the first thing that I will share is that the future of smart cities will rely on the grouping of smart cities. And I think the European cities have taken the lead, and in the UK, there are groups of smart cities. In Asia, we have smart cities, and what we have done is that in Singapore, we have led in 2018 the creation of 26 smart cities, which I will talk a little bit later. But we have an outcome, and that outcome is about the quality of life, building competitive economies and being sustainable. So the ASEAN smart cities, and for some of you who may not realize that in the year 2030, our projection is that we will be the 4th largest economy in the world. Besides the US, China, Japan, we even exceeded India as a bloc. So 2018 was when the Singapore government, as the chair of the grouping called the ASEAN Smart Cities, the ASEAN Association, we have established a network of 26 cities. So that 26 cities comprising from 10 countries, and Singapore being one of them, and a total population of over 670 million, even bigger than the European bloc. Right, and internet users of over almost 500 million. So we are really, really big. And the key point about the grouping is that we intend to collaborate, and I have done a lot of that in this part of the world. And last year in January, we have had an event in which I had facilitated. And the 3 main points here that I would like to highlight. The grouping of cities will work with each other to support each other. And that's what the Smart Cities Council are doing now, right? They talk about cities helping cities. Second is the bankable projects with the private sector. The private sector has been invited to partner with us. And within ASEAN, we want to work with external partners. And in Europe, I work closely with the 3 countries who are leaders, in my opinion. Without question, the Netherlands. I work with the UK government and as well as the German government, in particular Berlin. So that was the first trend. And the second trend is related to this convergence of the sectors of the public sector where the smart cities are with 2 other sectors. And that is the public, private, and people partnership. And the goal of that is that we want to develop future leaders. And that's what I do as well in Singapore. I am an adjunct lecturer for BCA Academy for the built environment. So let me share just 2 more slides. This was 2 months ago in March at GeoConnect Asia, where I was also a speaker. Our Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan, who was the Minister in charge of Smart Nation, talked about the public and private sector needs to collaborate. And they have a 3D mapping platform that encourages the co-creation of innovative solutions. And that's exactly what I am doing now with the BCA Academy. The second trend, and more importantly, is what is coming up in the next few years. In 2018, the Singapore government launched what they call the next generation smart and integrated district in the northeast of Singapore, the Punggol Digital District. So that particular district is a test bed of innovation. It will be ready in 2 years' time, 2023, and that particular program essentially will help to promote the creation of future leaders for Singapore. So essentially, the plan and the goal of future cities in the world, in my opinion, is the ability to do a few things. Firstly, a co-creation approach to develop future leaders for the country, have tangible outcomes, in this case, 28,000 jobs in 2 years' time. Thirdly, the ability to facilitate the public and the private and the people to come together to co-create the future cities of the world. So with that is my short 5 to 10 minutes kind of a discussion and sharing. This is my contact number if any of you are interested. And that's all I have to share, Walter. Thank you.
That was amazing to have you with us and to share your insights on what is happening. Where in the world do you see the most exciting stuff happening right now in smart cities?
I have to admit that in Asia, people are learning. The most exciting part will most likely be in Europe, in my opinion, even more so than the Americans. I think the European cities, ably led by the likes of Barcelona, London, and Berlin, and there are a lot of smart cities initiatives that I think are developing in Europe. And your region in Europe will be, in my view, the most exciting part of the world now.
And how can we help each other from different kind of continents? Is it what is the next step, do you think, or what we need to do?
Well, I think we got to curate a program over a period of time to then do a matchmaking first, where, for example, we can have a two-way collaboration, European companies, and I do that with the the UK government now, DIT, the Department of International Trade. When they bring their UK companies to Singapore and want to penetrate the ASEAN countries, I will actually facilitate and matchmake this UK innovation with ASEAN countries and ASEAN cities. So I think we have to do it two ways. That's Europe into ASEAN. We are an exciting region, so I'll be more than happy to facilitate any of your members from your side who are interested in the Asian market. We are very fast growing. We're English speaking, and certainly I think Singapore will be your best bet to have your base to cover the Southeast Asian region, which is actually behind me. Yeah. Right? We have 26 cities. And this is the most exciting region. And I'm happy to work with you, Walter, to facilitate that collaboration.
Yeah, I think what you say is really appreciated, to really bring that knowledge together and to really help each other out, because I think a lot of people live there in that picture that you have behind you. That's some major cities in there. And we can really learn from each other and help each other out on new kind of technologies that are out there. And maybe some are from Europe, maybe some are from Asia, maybe some are from the United States or somewhere else. And well, let's try to make cities a better place to live in.
Definitely.